Hey everyone, Rick here, VetTech81. Hope you're all doing well. So, a quick little update on the Moto4. It's starting to look like a quad. Got the plastics and everything back on it. I had it running before I put the plastics on, and it was a couple weeks ago or whatever. But since then, it seems like I'm not getting spark. At least I don't believe I am, because I don't hear anything popping off. It doesn't seem like it wants to start. I had replaced the ignition coil, and also I replaced the CDI box. And it was running with both of those installed on it already. I replaced them because sometimes it has a little bit of a hard start and whatnot, and I figured, okay, let's just go ahead and put some new electronics in it, throw some new parts at it, because these things are old and whatnot. Maybe not necessarily bad, but old. Like the plug wire on the coil was probably the original one because the coil was soldered to the factory harness or whatever. Or actually, no, there was a connector on it. Take that back. So anyway, I tried doing a spark check. I took a spark plug and grounded it against the cylinder head, had it plugged in, cranked it over, couldn't see anything arcing on it. Tried that with the old coil, and didn't see anything arcing on it either. And so I'm just taking a guess. Maybe there's still something going on with this coil for the or the Stator, Magneto, whatever you call it. So I decided to order one and just take it apart while I'm waiting for it to come. Luckily, everything came apart pretty well, actually. I only broke one bolt that I didn't necessarily have to take off. And if I could rewind a few minutes, I probably would have just left the bolt in. And that was for the shifter. You can probably see right down there that one's snapped off. I'm guessing this is probably the original Stator. Really, I'm guessing that. But anyway, that's kind of what it looks like. I took the shifter lever off to just make it a little easier because it's kind of in the way. I don't think you have to take it off. You can kind of move it out of the way, but it just made things easier. Maybe you did have to take it off. I don't know. I just ended up doing it anyway. Wondering what this little gear is. It's like a idler gear between the starter motor and the flywheel. A ring gear, whatever you want to call it, the starter clutch. Because the clutch is actually built into the larger gear on this. Now, pardon my non-technical explanation in some sense, because I don't work on ATVs that often, so my jargon might be a little bit different because I'm used to working more on cars. And of course, there's this little shaft that has a spacer on it too that idler gear rides on. So anyway, yeah, Phillips head screws kind of suck, but at least they all came out. Which I've been surprised at how many things actually just come out like fairly easily with all the rust and corrosion around on it, and how old this thing is. But nonetheless, fun project. By the way, if you want to hear what the starter sounds like with no load on it, you can see it down there. You can actually hear the starter relay clicking up here pretty easily. So yeah, we'll see what happens when I get this new assembly and put it in. Hopefully it'll be the end-all be-all resolve the issue. Don't know, but figure I'd try. With this particular quad, maybe wondering, why are you going to dump money into an old quad? Well, some people ask that, like, I bought this not running years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I don't even know anymore. And I got it running. The carb was all gummed up. And cleaned up the carb, changed the oil on it and stuff, and got it all going. And I bought some new tires for it, which now are dry rotted and leaking. And these are another set that I bought actually. Bought these. Actually, I don't know if this was the rear ones that were on it. I've had this thing for so long I don't even remember anymore. But I had two sets of factory tires and wheels. I bought a second set off eBay for it. I think these might be the original ones that were on it when I bought it. They're just kind of worn down or whatever. I don't remember. But anyhow, oh yeah, I put a new seat cover on it, which is down there on the floor. Back when I first got it going, and I played around with it, and then it sat, on and off because I didn't really have to put anywhere to ride it, and that sort of thing. So it just kind of got all gunked up and whatever, and now it's here me trying to resurrect it again. But I have basically the story is I put money into parts on it and stuff, so I really couldn't sell it for what I have in it. And if I wanted to replace it, I'd be spending a lot more. So I kind of figured, let's just go ahead and ride with it and get it going and spend a little more money on it. I mean, it is what it is at this point. But I wish they still made a lot of parts for these. There's still, I should rephrase that, there's a lot of pieces still available, but some of the things I wish they still made was like plastics to replace them, you know. You may see my video where I kind of clean these up a little bit. They're not perfect at all. I didn't really put as much effort in the front one as I did the back one. But you can still see they're rough from using a wire wheel on it. The back one I did myself, and actually Amy did the front with the wire wheel, and I don't know, she might have pushed a little bit harder on it, I'm not sure, but who knows. Just a little bit different. Plus, when I did get this, the front plastic was out in the sun and it was kind of faded more than the back one was. The person I got it from my understanding was the original owner, and they had kept it in their garage most of the time, and the front of it, you know, was facing towards the outside of the garage, and the back was facing inward. So the sun was hitting it on the front for all the years it was just sitting parked. Which I think, I don't even know how many years it was sitting for. But it's an old quad, so it is what it is. But yeah, hopefully we'll get it going, get to ride it, and then I can move on to get my Raptor 660R running. That's been sitting for a few years. I want to get that going too next. Hopefully that won't take as much. I got a bunch of parts for it and stuff, you know, like new battery and some new carbs and whatnot, because that one, different story. But last time I had it running a few years ago, it was idling and the pipes were glowing on it, and I think it was running kind of lean, so hopefully it didn't do any damage to the motor or anything. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens, get it going. So that's my long-winded rant. So until next time, you guys, have fun working on stuff, and please hit that subscribe button.